What's going on, everybody? It's me, How's it going here? I'll be honest, this is my second time recording this video, so if I don't have the same energy as like some other videos of mine where I'm super energetic, don't blame that on me. I actually do blame that on me, because I fucked up and accidentally pressed the stop recording button on my computer, so that's awesome. But yeah, so today we are doing a COD Zombies map tier list. This has been inspired by the recent craze, because some COD YouTuber, I'm looking at you, NoahJ, made a pretty fucking bad tier list. And you know what, let me just go to it real quick here. So, I'm only doing the Treyarch maps. So, we're just gonna... Although some of these maps are pretty good. But, we're only talking about Treyarch maps here today. So, essentially... Yeah, we're just talking about the Treyarch maps. He fucking disgraced Treyarch, in my opinion. He made Treyarch zombies look bad. Like, not terrible, but worse than, like, the non-Treyarch zombies in a lot of places, which is weird. Like, he had more non-Treyarch zombies. Actually, he had just as many non-Treyarch zombies in great as he did Treyarch zombies. That's fucking crazy, to me. So, yeah, we are just going to be looking at, our tier list, working on our own tier list, and being like, this is where this goes. This is, by the way, the definitive COD Zombies tier list. No one has a better COD Zombies tier list than your boy. Okay, not a single fucking soul on earth has a better COD Zombies tier list than me. And you know what? I'll prove it real quick, alright? I'm going to prove to you in a matter of, well, hopefully less than an hour, that my tier list is so much better than anyone else's. I'm looking at you, NoahJ. I'm looking at you, MrTLexify. I'm looking at you, Crazy Rabbit. I'm looking at you, Tim Hansen. I'm looking at all of you guys. My tier list is the definitive COD Zombies tier list. So let's get right into it. Alright. So, let's start off. I have these all ordered on the side right here. Alright, so we're going to start off obviously with like Knocked. And then we're going Overrush, you know, Derice, like, you know, all the way until, what's it called, Malware. So, let's get this started here, alright? Knock, Drone, Toten. Also, hold on, I forgot to mention this. We are doing it as this. S, near perfect. I'm literally just copying his, basically. S is near perfect. A, pretty good. B, good. C, average. D, playable. Like, I'll play it if it's the only thing available, but there's a lot of other options. E, probably not. Likely not going to revisit unless, like, again, that's the only option. And F, never playing again. This is reserved for those really fucking bad maps out there. So yeah, let's get right into this. So, oh shit. Here's Knocked. Alright. So, also, I want to say these are rated. Like, where they rank on the tier list is where they are, in my opinion. So, if they are, like, in the middle of C or B or A or S or wherever the fuck, that is where I feel they are. So, starting out with Knocked, middle of C. It's average. Pretty much all I gotta say for it. It's an average map. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It is the start of Zombies, and for that, I have to be so grateful for it, because it has not only given me, like, a slight, what's it called, like, stance to, like, stand on, like, you know, slight podium, I guess. But, it's a pretty good map, all things considered. For the start of a mode, it's pretty fucking good. I don't know why it's so good, but it's pretty good, honestly. Then we go into Verrucht, which I put a lot of these off of the tier list website. So, if there are some misspellings, I'm pretty sure Verrucht is misspelling here, like, misspelled, that's what I meant to say. Then that's not my fault. But in my opinion, Verrucht is better than Knocked. Not out of average, but it's better than Knocked, okay? And I truly do enjoy Verrucht. It is the one map that to this day can still creep me out when I'm playing it. It is such an odd map and such a good atmosphere for zombies. Like, we really need to get back into this type of atmosphere where it's just creepy for the sake of being creepy, and it knew what it was trying to do. We need to get back into that. Then we go to Shino. Alright? introduced a few wonder weapons here. Well, not a few. We introduced one. And I want to say it was the first wonder weapon if you don't count the ray gun. I personally don't count the ray gun in these older games as a wonder weapon. I honestly don't count it as a wonder weapon until Black Ops Cold War, where it was a wonder weapon. But yeah, so we have Shino here. Alright? I personally do not enjoy it as much as Noct. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but I found Noct as a much better type of thing. One second. Sorry about that. I found Noct as a much better map overall than Shino. Like, I just play Noct more than Shino. I don't know why. I just don't think that Shino has the same replayability, is that the right term? Replayability that Noct brings. I don't know why. Although it has perks on it, which Varrock introduced, I forgot to mention that. But although Shino has perks on it, and although it theoretically should be more fun, I think Noct is just a better map because it gives off a creepier atmosphere, which is something that I really do enjoy in zombies. So, take that for what you will. Then we move on to the final World at War's map. Alright? Final World at War. Yeah, World at War. I thought I said World War II for a second. World at War map. Alright? Where does it go? In my opinion, it's better than all these. Not even a question. It's so much better than Varrock, Noct, and Shino. So that's not even a question in my mind. But where does it go? Does it go in B, A, or S? I'm going to put it in the middle of A. Alright? I think that Darice is a pretty good map. On the lower end of pretty good, but it's so enjoyable. It is one of the most enjoyable maps. I have spent, by far, the most amount of time out of any zombies map on that map, outside of maybe Kino. Kino might be the one exception to that. But I genuinely think that this is arguably one of the best zombies maps of all time. I know people love Darice too much, but I just love the gameplay. By the way, I forgot to say this, because I did say this in the original recording. All these are based on my opinion and on how I feel about the gameplay of each map. There you go. But yeah, so, Darice, I think is a pretty good map. I'll fight to the nail about that. I think that is a top tier map. Easily. I don't think it's near perfect. There definitely are some flaws on it. But all things considered, I truly do enjoy it. I think it's the best by far out of all World at War. And honestly, if someone tried putting it up in near perfect, I don't know if I could disagree. But I do think that's a pretty good map. Honestly, I'll put it up to the high end of pretty good, in my opinion, actually. Then we have Kino. Alright? I'm not going to suck Kino's dick. Alright? Kino, I think it's a pretty good map. Bottom end of pretty good. A high end of good. So I'm putting it here for now. It's a pretty fucking solid map, all things considered. Now, I will say this. I have not had as much fun on Kino as I have on Darice. I think that Kino, although it's a blast, you get, I guess you could say this about Darice, but you get into, a certain pattern where you just go, okay, run a stage, and, that's your training area. But at least on Darice, you gotta move somewhat. Maybe not on the catwalk. If you're camping the catwalk, yeah, you don't really gotta move. But also, that's kind of just part of it. I genuinely think that Darice, I don't know why. I like the map layout of Darice more. Kino just feels, okay, a lot of compact area and then one massive area. As Darice is you have a lot of big areas, but one very compact area where it's easy to shoot down, so you really don't have to do much work. I like that. I like that about Darice. I don't know why I prefer Darice over Kino. I'll be honest. In my opinion, Kino, not much worse, but worse map than Darice in my opinion. Then we move on to the second BO1 map. Alright, here we got 5. Alright? Now, where does 5 go? I'll be honest. I don't like it as much as Kino. But I definitely like it more than all of these right now. Alright? I definitely like it more than all of these guys. Alright? I think it's a mid-tier B. I think it's a middle B. I'll be honest. There is nothing super special about 5 for me. I think that it is an average, above average map, but borderline average. Alright? Sure, the Pentagon Thief is cool. I love that. I think he was one of the first true boss zombies ever introduced. If not the first, yeah. If we don't, yeah, he was the first true boss zombie ever introduced. He was fun. He's a great boss to go up against because he just can rob your shit. And you're powerless to stop him. Well, actually, you can stop him, but, like, you know what I mean. If you don't have a packed gun, you're fucked. Essentially. But 5, pretty good. Map layout, though, can be confusing. Weirdly, like, the war room is just a pain in the ass to get around sometimes, and it's easy to get trapped in, so I don't like that. I don't like how the teleporters, you don't know where you're getting teleported to at all times, which is something that the Black Ops 4 version of 5, you call it Classified, did improve upon a lot, where you just know where you're getting teleported around, plus their war room was larger. So, I don't know, I think that's borderline average, but I think it's just breaking a good. Like, I think it's top tier of average, bottom of good. That's my opinion. Shoot me if you want. Next up, we got Ascension. Alright? Oh, shit. Oh, whoop. Ooh. Almost fucked up on Ascension. Where do I put Ascension? I like Ascension. But, I do have a lot of issues with it. So, before I rank it, alright? Ascension, fun map, arguably a pain in the ass. Although it's potentially one of the easiest high rounds ever, I fucking hate the monkeys. I don't know why. I cannot play Ascension for the life of me. I can play all the other maps to medium rounds, not high rounds. I'm not really good at high rounds. But I can play them all to medium rounds. For some fucking reason, I fail on Ascension like always before round 10. Although it's known as one of the easiest maps to go for high rounds on, I fucking suck. So, I'm going to say I blame Ascension. I just don't like the monkeys on it. And I also think that the main training area is weirdly too big. I didn't know that was possible. I don't know. I just don't like how big it is. It's a fun map, though. It's a fun map, but I think it's average. I'll actually say that it's below Verrucht. Like, genuinely, I think I enjoy myself playing Verrucht way more than I do Ascension. But I do prefer it over Noct and Shino. Shino's only, in my opinion, only, like, really good in the World at War version for high rounds. Everything else you can just do on all the other maps. And better. So, yeah. I don't know. That's my opinion. I don't like Shino. But I do like Ascension, just not as much as Verrucht. I think Verrucht is a pretty good average. Call of the Dead. Now, I like Call of the Dead. Alright? I'll be honest. I actually truly do enjoy Call of the Dead. I think it's one of the better of the BL1 maps. Is it as good as Kino? No. Is it as good as... Honestly, that's the only map I can really compare it to. Is it as good as Kino? Nah, not really. But I think that's good. I think it's better than 5. I do think that. I really like George Romero as the boss zombie. However, there are some things that weigh it down, such as the wonder weapons, which are just lacking, in my opinion. Like, they just aren't that good. If they had better wonder weapons, this could probably be in a pretty good tier, like in the A tier. But because of its wonder weapons... Nah, not really. Also, the map layout is not bad, but it is just odd, I guess is how I would describe it. I haven't played that map in forever, though. I played it for that Every Zombies Map in One video challenge that I did, but that was the last time I played it, I'll be honest, so, I don't know. Maybe it's not up to date in my mind. That's just from my memories of it. So, yeah. Next up, we have Shang. Oh, I have not played Shang since that video as well. I haven't played a lot of BL1 zombies. I've only played like a few of them. But yeah, so here we have Shang. Alright. I don't like it as much as Call of the Dead or 5. Honestly, I don't think that it's a good map. I think that's... Ooh, where do I put this? I'm gonna put it in between Ascension and Noct, I think. Alright. Now let's move these two to the side here. Whoop. And now let's just, what's it called? Pull up Shang here. Actually, I would argue that it's worse than Noct. I will make that argument. It is worse than Noct. Because of the napalm zombies. It is such a pain in the ass. I will say, it improves on certain aspects that I had a previous issue with on Call of the Dead. Which is the wonder weapon. Shang had the baby gun or whatever. Which is pretty fucking funny, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, that's honestly the only good thing, like, in my opinion, about Shang. It's a really small map, and that's just a pain in the ass. Honestly, I might just move, yeah, I'm gonna move Shino down. Because I feel like it's taking up space. It's playable. It's on the high end of playable. There we go. That's where Shino belongs, in my opinion. And then Moon. I like Moon. I've been saying that about a lot of these maps. I like all these old maps. I do not hate a single one of these old maps. From World at War or BL1. However, Moon is one of the weaker BL1 maps. I'll say that. I think it's average. Alright, and here's why. Let me put it in average. And I think it's above Verrucht. I do think that. Alright? Here's why I think that it's average. It does not add as much to the game. Like, sure, it's a fun map to play with, like, friends. You cannot play this map solo. I do not enjoy playing this map solo. If I'm playing a zombies map, I want to be able to play it with and without friends. And honestly, there's an argument that Verrucht is better than Moon in that sense. But I think that Moon does add a lot, not only to the story, but also I just kind of like the fact that you are on the fucking moon, and I like the astronaut, oddly. I know that's not liked around the zombies community, but I actually like the astronaut. Also, the spawn room's hella fun with Area 51, and it's just an all-around decent time. Nothing to write home about, nothing bad. That's all I'm gonna say. There's nothing great, nothing bad. The color grays everywhere in Moon, so I mean, I'll deduct points for that, but that's a lot for the older maps too. I mean, like, pretty much all the older maps have little to no color if you look at it on the BL1/World at War engine. But yeah, so here we go with Transit. So, Transit. Here's our first what happened here map, okay? Because I actually don't hate Transit. But, like, it's an unironic I don't hate. It's an ironic I don't hate. Because Transit, it can be fun when you're playing with friends. But you can, for the love of God, do not play this by yourself. The only time that you can play it, in my opinion, is when you're playing with a more than just you and one other person. You need like 3 to 4 people to make that shit truly enjoyable. And when you're playing Transit, you need multiple people to play that. It is such a shit map compared to those other maps, in my opinion. So, I'll be honest, I'm going to put it in the high end of probably not. Unless I'm playing with friends, I'm not playing this fucking map. But I'm never not going to play it again. I enjoy Transit because of some of its... it's just a pain in the ass to play. That's the only thing. The Wonder Weapon sucks. There's lava everywhere. There's fog. There's denizens. The power shit is kind of stupid. The Pack-a-Punch is extremely stupid. So, I'm probably never going to play it. But if it's the only map that my friends have, like, if they only own BO2 and they don't own any DLC, I'll fucking play it with them. Like, I'll do that. There's some maps on this list that I will just never play. So, Transit, it's alright. But god damn it, I really wanted to get a remaster in Black Ops Cold War, like reimagined, because it would be so much better in Black Ops Cold War. On the bright side, there's a guy on YouTube. If I can find his video, I'll pull it up. He's basically remastering Transit on BO3, and it looks fucking amazing. And it is so cool to see. Alright. Now we look at Nuketown. Okay, Nuketown Zombies. Right here. Right here is Nuketown. Alright. Let's pull up Nuketown here. Where do I put Nuketown? Let me break it down first before I put it anywhere. I enjoy this map. Not a whole lot, but I enjoy it. Okay, and here's why. I enjoy how the perk drops are random, and I enjoy the overall layout of the map, genuinely. I know it's too small, and I know it's very cramped, but I kind of like those in maps. I like cramped maps that make you have to run around constantly, where you are never in like a safe space. However, this map has way too many fucking zombie spawn points. You can get cornered by while you're running around the map, you can get cornered. Because zombies are just constantly spawning everywhere. So that's a big problem for me. I'll be honest, I think that it's just playable. I'm not going to go out of my way to play this map. I'm not going to say I'll play it over X, Y, and Z. Dude, Shino, I feel like this is better than Shino. I don't know why. I genuinely, I think I don't like Shino. I think I've been lying to myself. This is an older map. But I think that Nuketown's better than Shino. Genuinely. It has the random perk spawn of Shino. However, like, you know, you can just get to the Shino ones whenever. You don't have to get a certain amount of zombie kills. But I do enjoy Nuketown way more than Shino. Genuinely. I will rather play Nuketown than Shino. Easily. Easily would rather play them over all the other zombie maps. Like, below. I would easily prefer playing Nuketown over Shino. Not even a question. Not even a question in my mind on whether or not I want to play Shino. And now we go Die Rise. Die Rise, listen. This shit is so atrocious. They could not have fucked up a map more than they did Die Rise. I don't even have the text. Actually, I do have the text on Die Rise. I didn't see it. I do not like Die Rise in the slightest. It is a fucked up map. They made it way too vertical, and you can die way too easily. Plus, there's that fucking, like, maze in, like, one of the buildings. I think you can only go to, like, 2 buildings. So in one of those 2 buildings, there's, like, that maze fucking, like, complex in it, which is fucking stupid, and I hate it. The only good part about this map is the rooftop and the Liquefier. Those are the only 2 good things. And the Liquefier tries killing you, because it just slips you off buildings on accident. So the rooftop is the only pretty thing about this map and the only fun thing about this outside of the Liquefier. But holy shit. This is the first. I'm never playing this map again. Genuinely. I am never playing this map again. And then, oh my god. And then we get a banger of a map. We got Mob of the Dead. Alright? We get Mob of the Dead here, boys. Now, I'm not going to say that's near perfect, because it's not, in my opinion, alright? It is a fantastic map. And the characters, fantastic. And the Easter egg, pretty fucking good. Alright? I don't know. I don't know why it's not near perfect, but I think it could be. I'm going to put at the very top pretty good. I think I might change that to near perfect, but I don't think that it is near perfect at the moment. Because, sure, it's a good map, but it's not, like, so good that I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to play this over all these other maps all the time. Like, there are plenty of times where I would much rather play Derice than Mob. Genuinely. Genuinely would rather play Derice than Mob, like, half the time. So maybe that means that Derice is better than Mob. I don't know. I like the simple maps. I grew up on BL1. It might be just because I'm, I said BL1. Because that's the version of Derice that I played more of, but I did play World at War. It's just really glitchy. But Derice, pretty fucking cool. I would rather play that a lot of the time over Mob. But I think Mob generally is better gameplay-wise. Then we get Buried. Dude, this is when COD was hitting fucking knock. Like, home runs. Constantly. This shit was so good. I'll actually put this above Mob. I'm gonna put this above Mob. I recently played Mob of the Dead recently, and I played Buried more recently. I prefer Buried over Mob. Not even, no shot. No shot. I would rather play Mob over Buried. I just love the feel of Buried. It is such a good map. Plus the Paralyzer is a pretty cool wonder weapon. But it is such a nice map. I love the witches. I love how you can get free perks from them. I love that it's just like an open and closed off map all at the same time. I love the spawn room, although it's like, but it's a pretty good spawn room, all things considered. Like, compared to other zombies maps, pretty fucking good. I would put it at the top of A. Genuinely. Unless there's other maps here, but yeah. I'm gonna say Origins. Alright, Origins. Oh, I'm gonna get hate for this. Ooh. I'm gonna put Origins right here. I'm gonna put it at the top of A. Not at the top. Like in the middle part of A. Yeah. I think that's at the top of, like, in the middle part of A, just because it is a pretty good map, but holy fuck, I do not care to do the staff steps whatsoever because they're just such a pain in my ass to do. I cannot be bothered, honestly. And I just don't like how there's like fucking however many fucking power gens, like 8 or 9. I just wish there was just one power switch, dude. Don't make a mud part of the map. Don't do this, don't do that. This map, although it's phenomenal, and although the Easter egg from my memory was pretty fucking cool, and how it introduced the, what's it called? Was it the premise characters? Whatever. It was one of the two versions of, was it fuck, I don't care. It was either Ultimus or Primus. I don't care. Origins, pretty fun map, but definitely wasn't as good as some people like to say it was. And yeah, that's my opinion. You know, let me actually move some things around here. Alright, you know what, let's move around Kino here. We're gonna put Kino at the top of good. Alright, yeah. I think that's a fair place for Kino. Because I want to put Shadows. I want to put Shadows up here. I think Shadows, not near perfect. Pretty good map, not near perfect though. Fuck, I realize I've put no one in near perfect. Fuck. Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, Shadows is... See, I haven't played Shadows in a little bit. I used to play the fuck out of this map. I'm going to go off my personal enjoyment. Although this was with friends, I'm going to go off my personal enjoyment and move it up past Origins. If it's not obvious, I do think that BO2 and BO3 had overall better maps than BO1. But I still prefer... I would rather play Kino and, like, Derice more, I would say. Probably more than Shadows, just going off of how much I played them now. But Kino isn't as enjoyable as Shadows or Origins, in my opinion. So, I mean, there's that. But yeah, Shadows, I fucking enjoy it. It's a great map. Do I think that it's as good as some other maps? No. I think there are better BO3 maps than it. But it's not terrible. It's obviously pretty good. It's not bad. It's pretty good. I love the Margwa. I love how they did some things, but those flying fuckers can just piss off. If they didn't have them in there and they didn't have the spicy meatballs, I could not fucking... I would be playing that right now. I would be playing that all the fucking time. If they didn't have those two things in it, plus not even a complicated pack-a-punch, just an annoying pack-a-punch. I don't know the map all that well. I don't fucking like the newer CODs with... not the newer CODs, the newer zombies outside of Cold War where they make a lot of things more complicated than they need to be. But we'll get to that later. The Shadows, pretty good. That's about all I have to say on it. The Rising Drac. I think the Rising Drac is our... I actually think Buried's a near... I'm tempted to say Buried's a near perfect. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think it's Bomb of near perfect. D's probably top here. Nah, you know, I'm gonna move up Mob. I would rather play Mob than DE. Genuinely. I would much rather play Mob over DE. I don't know why, but I would. DE's enjoyable, but I don't know. I don't like the feel of it. It's a good map, but it has a weird feel to it. Like, I'll be honest, I did not know how to do the bow step for, like, the first 10 playthroughs until I looked it up, and then I was like, that's fucking obvious. I'm still pretty bad at getting an upgraded bow, but at least I can do it. It's alright. That's all I have to say on it. It's a pretty good map. Nothing spectacular, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Then we go to Zetsuba. Where do I put Zetsuba? Ooh, okay, well, it's not F-E-D. It's not F-E or D, alright? And it's not S, and I don't think it's A. So it's either C or B, alright? Top of C. Top of C. I think it's better than all these maps before it. I truly do. I enjoy Zetsubo. However, certain aspects of it do just get really annoying, and the map itself can be a little confusing, although the layout's pretty good. It can be a little bit tough. I just don't like the Easter egg steps, how complicated it is, and like how fucking boring it can be where you're just watering plants. Towards the latter half of it, boss fight, from what I understand, I never completed it, but from what I understand, pretty cool. And yeah, I did see the Takio die. That was kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. That can make a grown man cry. But there's nothing spectacular, but it's not bad. It's not bad either. So I'm gonna put an average. That's honestly where I feel like it's valued at. I don't think that's amazing. I don't feel like it's great. I think it's average. Then we have Go Rod here. Pretty cool map. I like dragons, alright? I like dragons. But I'd be fucking damned if what is it called? Those Maxis drones are not annoying as fuck. Alright? Those Maxis drones can fuck right off. If the map didn't have that, I'd put it higher up in B, but because of them, it's at the bottom of B. So here's my personal opinion on BO3 to this point. It came out fucking swinging. It came out with a vengeance, dude. But holy fuck, if it has not died down by this point. Yeah. It kind of burnt out, in my opinion. But Go Rod, pretty fucking good map. I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty solid map. Nothing amazing, but solid. And then we go to Rev, alright? Revelations. All nostalgia. All nostalgia based. There's only 2 original parts from my knowledge, which is the spawn room and then inside the giant fucking tentacle monster from hentai. Those are the only 2 original parts of Revelations to my knowledge. That's fucking sad. Okay? It fully banked off nostalgia and was just like, we're going for nostalgia only. Only nostalgia. And you know what? For that, I gotta be honest, I don't really like it. I don't really like it. Not really. Not really. Not really a fan of it. So, let me make sure I'm putting all these maps on here. Essential, Moon, Rock, Shang. And for that reason, we are going to probably move it right about, right above Shang. Oh shit. Right above Shang. Right behind Noct. Right above Shang. I would rather play Revelations than Shangri-La. But I do not like Revelations. Actually, no. You know what? Now I think about it, Revelations is playable. I'm too harsh on Shang. Revelations is playable. Shang is at least enjoyable because of how challenging it can be. Revelations is just enjoyable. I mean playable, not enjoyable. Playable. Nuketown is, I'll put it, yeah, I think, no, above Shino. I think Shino is worse than Rev. Apparently I hate Shino, dude. I genuinely think I hate Shino all of a sudden. I don't know why. I don't think I would have ever rated Shino this low if I didn't actually put more thought into it. But the thing about it, yeah, Shino kind of deserves being where it's at right now. So, that wraps it up for BO3, alright? Revelations is a D map. Now we move on to Black Ops 4, the most controversial zombies game, and potentially COD game in a while. But definitely the most controversial zombies game in the community. Because either you really love it, or you really hate it, it feels, and there's not many people in between. I'm one of the in-betweeners. I'm one of the rare people here, okay? And you know what? I'm gonna start off with 9 here. Because 9, fucking near perfect. Near perfect. That map is the only reason why I would ever boot up BO4. Genuinely. That map is the only fucking reason I would ever play BO4. It is so enjoyable. I just love running around the map. It has a good feel. Easy pack-a-punch steps, first off, which is something that I love. I like the theme of being in, like, you know, a coliseum where you're just fighting for your life essentially against zombies. Nothing interesting, nothing crazy. And I like all the boss zombies and final boss. It's all fucking awesome, dude. Like, genuinely, it's all cool. The only thing that I might have a complaint about is, like, some very minor things. Like the Wonder Weapon not being that good. But I think that just goes for a lot of Black Ops 4, in my opinion. I haven't really found any amazing Wonder Weapons in BO4. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And honestly, better than Buried. I think it's a near perfect map. Then we go to Voyage. I don't hate Voyage. I don't hate it as much as others do. Let me say that. I don't hate it as much as others do. However, I think it's worse than Transit. It's much better than Die Rise. Like, the difference between F and E is so drastic. But I think I would rather play Transit over Voyage, because at least Transit, like, you know, you know what you're doing on Transit. You know where everything is on Transit. You don't know where everything is on Voyage. Voyage, everything looks the same. Everything looks the exact fucking same. So it's so easy to get lost. So I think that's a common complaint. The Voyage, so basic. The Wonder Weapon, I actually haven't gotten it, but it looks really fucking, like, boring. I heard that's pretty solid, but I heard that's boring. Yeah. Just probably not gonna play it. I think it's worse than Transit. At least in Transit, I can have fun playing it. Blood of the Dead. Now, I'm not going to look at this as if Mob exists. Actually, I will. But I'm not going to heavily criticize it like others do. Like Mob fans do. Although I'm a big Mob fanboy. Blood of the Dead's a D. Bottom of D, but a D tier. I would rather play Mob over Transit, Voyage, and Die Rise. I would definitely not play it over Rev or Shino. I think Blood is a very decent map in terms of BL4. Overall, nah. I think that Mob is so much better than Blood, though. And the fact that Blood was meant to be like a reimagine of Mob, and it fell so short, that's what hurts it so much. So, that's my problem with Blood. It fell so short of the original, so you can't even. If it was a brand new map, like, you know, if we hadn't seen Alcatraz, it would probably be a C or a B. But since we've already seen a better version of this type of map, it doesn't provide anything new of value. It just detracts from that one. So, yeah, I think that it's a D. I think it's the bottom of D. I think it's better than Transit and Voyage and Die Rise, like way better than Die Rise. But nothing to write home about, in my opinion. So, I mean, that's my opinion. Then we have Dead of the Night. Alright. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't had enough time to play this map. Okay? However, I'm going to rate off the time that I have had. So, if you guys watched my video, that was the first time I ever played it. I did not know what the fuck I was doing. Like on my, whatever, 8-9 hour video of me playing every single zombies map. I did not know what I was doing when I was playing Dead of the Night. So, actually, it might not have even been 8 or 9 hours. It was a long time. I don't know what I was doing on Dead of the Night, and honestly, I don't care to know. All I know is, it is probably better than Voyage, but worse than Transit. Genuinely. I don't know how Transit is getting away with this. Alright, because Transit realistically is a fucking terrible map. But it's getting away. It's getting away with it. So, apparently, oh shit, I missed Classified. My bad. We have to do Classified. But yeah, this is where I put Dead of the Night. It's just, I don't know. I didn't give it a fair shake. I haven't played it enough. But from what I have played and what I've seen, it doesn't look super interesting. I didn't have a super fun time with it. Granted, by that time, I was already like however many hours into recording. So, I cannot be asked. But yeah. Then Classified, I accidentally fucked these up. But here's Classified, alright? I prefer Classified to 5. I know I'm going to get a lot of OG COD, like, zombie players angry at me for this. I think that it's way fucking better. Not way better, but far better than people give it credit for. Genuinely. I think that if you actually look at it, this map is far better than 5. Especially gameplay-wise. You don't have a shit war room that's always cramped and you literally are guaranteed to fucking die. Like, you can at least run around, right? You know where you're getting teleported to. I like the Pentagon Thief, but at least you don't have the risk of losing your weapon. Granted, I don't know if there's a boss zombie on Classified. There might be. I think the only way you get the Easter egg, though, is literally just by going to round 100, which is fucking, like, nigh impossible on Black Ops 4 because the engine doesn't support it. But, yeah. Classified, in my opinion, is better than 5. Genuinely. But, that's my opinion. I've been wrong on that type of stuff. Like, I do think that, but I don't know. It's a toss-up, kind of, but I prefer it, for sure. Then we go Ancient Evil. Alright? Ancient Evil. Again, I didn't really have enough time to play it because I couldn't get out of the fucking spawn room. But from what I remember, it was a pretty fun map. I've seen a lot of other COD Zombie YouTubers play it. I think it's worse than Classified, though. Oh, shit. I almost moved it like that was the tier list over here. I think Classified is better than Ancient Evil. Classified is not like a top tier map, but it's pretty solid. Again, I didn't give BO4 a fair shake. I've played all their maps once, roughly, besides, actually, I really like. We'll get around to it. But Ancient Evil, I didn't give it a fair shake. From what I understand, it's possibly the best zombies map in that game. I personally enjoyed Classified way more, so I'm going to say Classified was far better than Ancient Evil. So, shoot me. Please don't. I have a wife and family. Please, guys. Please. Alright. Alpha Omega. Probably not. Although I will say this. I personally prefer it over Dead of the Night and Voyage and Transit. I prefer it over all 3 of those maps. I think that Alpha gets too much hate, but it's still not a good map. Like, it is just, it's hated on for the sake of being hated on, but at the same time, it doesn't have enough to reasonably put it into playable. If I am offered to play Alpha Omega, and that's the only map, for some reason, well, actually, they have other maps, so I would just play all the other maps. But I don't hate it to the point where I'm never playing it again. I just don't like it a whole lot. Also, I have now realized, and I can seal off this part, Die Rise is the only never playing again map. Maybe join with Voyage. But then we go to Tog. Alright? And this is where my head's going to be pulling a fucking stick. I truly enjoy, what's it called? I enjoy Tog just as much as I enjoy Call of the Dead. Like, these are equals in my mind. I fucking love Tog. The amount of times I've played Tog, like, that's the only... there's 3 maps on the BO4 that can bring me back. Classified, 9, and Tog. All 3 of those maps are fucking amazing. Like, not like top tier zombies, but pretty fucking good. Like, I don't know why, but they're super solid in my opinion. And yeah, Tog, a blast to play, an absolute blast to play, in my opinion. I don't know why. I love the layout of it. Although I still fucking I suck with pack-a-punching on that map, but I honestly don't care to pack because I just enjoy the map for what it is. Like, I just haven't cared to pack on it. So that's it for BO4. Here's all of our BO4 maps. So we have, also I know I didn't do this for the other maps, for the other games, but we have 9 in the top spot for BO4. in Near Perfect. It's actually my favorite map, potentially out of all of zombies, weirdly. Then we have Classified in B tier, above, followed by Ancient Evil, which is then followed by Tog, technically, because Call of the Dead and Tog are equals in my book. And then we fall all the way down to Blood in D, which is playable. And then in E, we have three maps from BO4, which is Alpha, Dead of the Night, and Voyage. None of the maps on this game are unplayable, besides, again, maybe Voyage. Voyage, you know, I am actually going to move Voyage down. I do not like Voyage. It is a very, very painful map, because everything looks the same. And they make everything too complicated. That's the issue with BO4, in my opinion. Everything is too complicated. I'm a person who loves easy things, like in zombies. Just make it obvious, and I'll play the fuck out of that map. Like, Derice is the perfect level of complexity for me, and it's not complex at all. So that's my views on it. But Buried is a true perfect level of complexity if you want some level of difficulty on like what you're meant to do. But it's still pretty straightforward. Like, you know the general layout of that map, but like the second or third time you play it. So I don't know. I love all these maps up here. These maps, my babies. I love these top 7. These top 7, pretty good. All right. Then we have D Machina. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to add some extra lines. Okay, so here's D Machina, alright? I fucking enjoy D Machine, alright? I truly do. I think that it is the second best zombies map in Cold War. I truly believe that. It is very enjoyable. If it had proper characters, I think that there's an argument for it to be at the highest end of good. Or at the very, at least in the middle of good. Alright? But since it's unoriginal and the die shockwave kind of sucks, we're just going to say that's a good map on the bottom of, we'll put it above Go Rod. But, yeah. I love the map. But it really does just need better characters. If it had more like actual people as characters instead of people being like, ammo here. That's a lot of zombies. Another one down. Like, basically that. If it didn't just have those characters and actually had like people like Dempsey and Richtofen and Takio and all them, or like at least some character that's interesting, I'd be fine with it. And I'll put it higher. But it doesn't. So then we go to Firebase, alright? Then we go to Firebase right here. And I believe that Firebase is a top of average map, alright? I think that. I think that's fair. I think that Firebase is an average map. Top of average, but average. And I think it falls to a lot of the same issues. However, I think there is a few more that are more obvious in Firebase that might not be as obvious in some other, in like D Machine, which is, it's interesting, but there's too many like things that just pop up. So essentially, what I mean by that is like, okay, sure, round, let's say like round 5 or 6. You have like, okay, yeah, sure, you start getting mimics, right? Mimics start coming up. Okay, that's fine. That's manageable. Then you have a Mangler at like round 8 or 9, and then you have Hellhounds at like round 20, and then it just keeps on getting more and more and more and more and more annoying. The thing is, at like round 15, although this map's pretty easy for high rounds, at round 15, the mimics become so annoying because they just start forming everywhere, and it just gets worse and worse and worse from there. It's so annoying. And then there's also a bunch of manglers. So my real problem is too many boss zombies. Also Hellhounds, I love them in this game, but holy fuck are they annoying just because they explode and become a Molotov cocktail essentially. Not that fun when you're just trying to have a casual game of zombies. Firebase, not necessarily for casuals. Like, it's a casual zombies map, but it's on the higher end of casual. And And then we have Mauer. Mauer Tone, in my opinion, is the best Cold War map. Bottom of pretty good. Again, same issue that D Machine has, where I wish that it had better characters. If it had non-operator characters, I think this map would be easily a top 5 map, in my opinion. Like, genuinely, I think Mauer could be a top 5 map if it had good characters and like better writing for it. But the story was fun in it. I enjoyed that was the one Easter egg I finished this game, by the way. I have finished Mauer. That's the one Easter egg that I finished in all of Cold War. And it was a fun Easter egg. It's the best Easter egg because I've watched the other ones. This one's by far the best. Like, it's not even comparable. So, Mauer Tone, easily a pretty good. It has a great wonder weapon. Again, if it had better characters instead of just operators that just say standard shit, easily a top 5 map of all time. Easily a top 5. But it isn't. So, you know, oh well. But yeah, this pretty much wraps it up. I think there are a lot of controversial picks here. But I actually do think that that 9 is the best zombies map out there. It just provided the perfect level of fun and complexity, and it had the only thing that was bad about it was the wonder weapon, and it wasn't even that bad. But I don't know, if it was in the BO3 engine, there's an argument that it wouldn't even be moderately close to any other maps. But yeah, if it's not obvious, I think that the newer era CODs had better maps overall, but I definitely would play the older CODs, like their maps, more. I think that these maps are better, but less replayable than World at War and BL1. Maybe that's because of nostalgia, but that's just my views. Tog their Tone, criminally underrated. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribing for more content like this. I plan on coming back, maybe not daily, but at least far more consistently than where I was. So that's good. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, smash the like button and get subscribing for more content like this. Hit the notification bell so you're notified of when I upload, and go follow me on all my socials. Links are down below. Also, if you want to sign up for Nexus, like my esports/entertainment org, go down there. There's a player sign up. I want to say there's a creator sign up, and there is a editor/graphic designer sign up. So go down there, fill out those forms if you are interested. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see all you guys later. Peace out, everybody. Bye.